Abraham, it's easy for you to see me, but I can't see how to make the next step, let's say, towards you. It's unclear. You know, you can look at me and see the errors of my ways. So
Well,
to
we
speak.
could, but we don't.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying you can see it. You know, you're up here explaining how to go from here to there.
But the reason we're clarifying is because it seems to you, from what you've just said, that the reason we can guide anyone is because we see where they are in relationship to where they want to be, and then we can help them to lay a course to get from one place to another. But there is something infinitely different going on. We do not see you where you are. We give our undivided attention to that which you have really become. If someone is sick and we see them in their sickness, we have nothing to give them. But because they have been sick, they have asked for wellness, and as we give our attention to their wellness, then we can call them toward wellness. Something really good percolating here.
I can't see the path. The path is unclear. No matter which way I turn, it's just, and it's been for a long time.
Well, the reason for that, and it's all right that it is that way, is we talked about this earlier, that when you have been listening for others to give suggestions, or when you have been seeking approval from someone who gives it to you for different reasons, it's easy to train yourself away from the guidance system that is undeniable. It's why we like to use the analogy that the journey between Phoenix and San Diego is quantifiable. And the way you make your path undeniable is by feeling for it on an emotional basis more than thinking for it. This is going to be wonderful. You've laid the basis of something very, very good, so just relax. It is our absolute promise to you that you will understand this perfectly by the time we are finished having a conversation with you. We can feel the power of your question so pointed within you, and we have dozens of ways to explain this, and it is our promise to you, you will not only understand it in terms of process and law, you will understand it in terms of gut feeling and what to do about it. We said to a woman one day who has arthritis in her hips, she said, how can I become well when I am in so much pain? And how can I even think a positive thought when I am in such pain? And we said, you are where you are. You are in pain, no question about it. But while you are experiencing the physical pain, you can be hopeful or you can be fearful. You can be hopeful or fearful. Now, same pain, different emotional response to it. So when you separate the reality of what is happening from your mood or attitude about it, now you begin to deal with things vibrationally, which is the basis of all things, rather than in terms of action. People will say, where I am is unpleasant, I want to be over there, and then I will feel better. And we say, you have to find a way of feeling better, or you cannot move over there. And people say, well, give me a reason to feel better, and then I'll feel better. And we say, you have to conjure the better feeling. You guide with vibration, and the manifestation follows the vibration. So now, in light of what we've been talking about here today, we're talking about you, and we're demonstrating with two hands here. There's the you that is this eternal, emphatic, important, big vibration. And there's the you that's sitting here in your body having whatever experience you're having. When you merge these two yous, the power of that alignment is such that then you can't miss what you see. When everything is lined up right, then things start to show up. And until then, you're right to pass on them. You see what we're getting at? Jerry and Esther have a friend who has written a book called Why Your Life Sucks and What to Do About It. Really a very good book. His name is Alan Cohen, and in the book he has a segment where he talks about if something is a hell yes, then follow it. But if it's not, if it's anything other than a I really want to do this, then it's equivalent of saying hell no. And the reason that we are bringing this up is because in light of what you are getting at, of wanting to make a decision, if it is limp, if it could go either way, then you haven't done the energy alignment work that is necessary. It's like picking the fruit that isn't ripe and then complaining that it doesn't taste good. And we say, let everything ripen. And the way you let that happen is by working on the thought and getting it into alignment. Let your work be an emotional journey, not a thinking journey. Don't try to think your way to your projects or to your success. Life and the contrast is what's thrown all that over in vibrational escrow. Do you know that every day that you're living and you know what you don't want, you put another piece of what you do want in it. All of these pieces that you're throwing over there into this vibrational escrow are melding together. The source energy you is becoming them, and the picture is beginning to form, and you don't have to figure out or dictate the path through which this stuff will unfold. All you have to do is do your best to chill out, do your best to feel good, do your best to appreciate, do your best to feel as good as you can feel, and what's percolating over there in vibrational escrow will say, hey, look over here. And when you look, you won't say, oh, I'm wondering about this. There is no possible way that you are not creating wonderful things, but there is a possibility of any of you being so tied up in the details of whatever it is that you are living that you're holding yourself vibrationally just out of sync with what is lighting up. Everything has the potential of lighting up and lighting up fast. And what your life is supposed to be is just a series of saying, oh, that's the best idea I can find from here, and oh, that's the best idea I can find from here, and oh, that's the best idea I can find from here. And what begins to happen is you begin deliberately turning in the direction of the thoughts that feel better and better and better, is that the things that light up are bigger and bigger and bigger and more and more and more exhilarating as they light up. You get the sense of what we're talking about? So now, are you getting the sense of what we're talking about? In other words, life is supposed to be fun and will be. It was never supposed to be a struggle. So when you say, I can't tell which decision to make, what that always means is there hasn't been enough reaching for the thought that feels best to come into true alignment with what's already over there in your vibrational escrow. Do you believe us when we say that because of who you were before you were even born and who you have become as a result of the contrast that you've been living, that there are things ready to pop that would just knock your socks off on every subject in the world?
I'm going to say yes, but it's hidden. The message is unclear. And I find that after the fact, when it's gone, when the information or the message has gone by me.
Well, that after the fact thing, you see, what you're thinking and feeling and what manifests are always a vibrational match. So if you wait until something happens before you see it, we call that post-manifestational awareness. That's like it has to manifest before you're able to decipher it. But if you are paying attention to the way you feel, you can decipher it before it actually manifests, and that way you don't miss it. In other words, by reaching for the best feeling thought on any subject, eventually you train yourself into such alignment with it that then you can't miss it. Give us an example of what you're talking about, and we'll show you what we would do.
Okay. Well, I'm looking for a sum of money, and the person that I was thinking about for about, I don't know, a couple of days, it was a deep thought that I could, ask this person for the money. And about a week later, I'm in this natural cafe eating this really healthy salad, and this lady's like, hey, wow, what a nice salad. And, we just start talking, and I'm talking to her, she's talking to me. She goes, talks to the manager. Next thing you know, she's out the door. The The manager comes running over, "Hey, Tom, you know who that is?" I said, "No, I have no clue." That was the wife of the guy I was thinking about. So, I mean, this stuff that's coming to me is what I'm saying is cloaked, it's hidden. I don't understand. How do you know?
That's the perfect example of what we are reaching for. And as you hear this, it's going to make perfect sense to you. So, did you have to struggle to enter into a conversation with this person, or was she just delivered to you?
It was like the easiest conversation I've been in my life.
And so, so we want you to say, instead of "it was cloaked," we want you to say, "My emotions were letting me know that I was on the right track of something." In other words, the ease of it is the way it lights up. That's what we're talking about.
Right, but by the time I figured it out, she was gone.
Well, figuring it out after the fact will make you more aware of it as it's unfolding. In other words, this is the universe saying to you, you have an idea, and let us show you how easy it is for us to orchestrate through a path of non-resistance, whatever it is that you're wanting. And when you realize that your joy, your lightheartedness, your enthusiasm are your strongest indicators that you're right on the path. In other words, the words right out of your mouth, it was the easiest rendezvous and the easiest conversation that I ever had, and the universe delivered exactly what I was looking for, or a path or a key along the way, delivered it right to me. Examples like that you live are wonderful. But when you say, "But I missed it," that's upstream. When you say, "But there she was," that's downstream. When you say, "But I didn't know who she was, and so I didn't take advantage of it," that's upstream. When you say, "But the universe can deliver another path and another path and another path just like that one." When you say, "But I didn't know what to do," it's upstream. When you say, "I didn't need to know what to do," that's downstream. When you say, "Well, I didn't play it out right," that's upstream. When you say, "Well, there are endless opportunities that are going to show themselves to me," that's downstream. When you say, "She was lovely to talk with and we made a strong acquaintance and there's a possibility that I could meet her again, and there are hundreds or thousands just like her around every corner." The universe has access to everything, every rendezvous point. The universe knows exactly what's in my vibrational escrow and who will accommodate me best, and is opening doors constantly. My work is to get into this light-hearted, open, expecting, believing place so that I can follow this path of least resistance. It may very well be that if you had approached her in any strong way, she would have run away anyway. In other words, this is just the universe saying to you, you get whatever it is that you want, just line up with the idea of it. And it's also the way the universe is telling you that if you do the mental work, if you do the work of alignment, then the manifestation, the path through which it will unfold, will be delivered to you. But if you get too involved in the details of how or when or who, then you get turned upstream on it, you see.